everyone, Miss Lisa here, and guess what we're going to practice today? It's going to be our flexibility. That means we're going to be working on our splits. Today you don't need any equipment unless you want to pull your panel mat out, you can. And you can do this either inside the house or you can go outside and we can practice flexibility there. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get our body warmed up. Now that could be, you can run around in a circle, you can do jumping jacks, you can do jump rope, it does not matter. I'm gonna do high knees, so I'm gonna have my hands out in the front and I'm gonna pick my knee up to where my hand is, all right? And I'm gonna do 10 of these. You can do it slow like this, or you can do it faster like this. Once you've done 10, you should feel yourself get a little bit tired, and we're just trying to get our body warmed up. So if you want to do 10 one more time, go right on ahead now. Let's do 10 more together and go. Okay, so now that we're warmed up, we're gonna do a few stretches standing up, mostly for our legs, since we're gonna practice our splits. So I'm gonna just pull one knee up, we're gonna work on balance and pull it up, 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 good, and pull it down, and let's switch. So you're gonna take your knee, grab your knee with your hands, and just work on pulling up, very good. And let's switch and do the other leg again. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. So we're working on balance. And we're getting ready to get into some split positions. Good, let's do it one more time. Other leg, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, and down, and let's switch. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, very good. So now we're gonna get down on the floor and start some stretches before hopping into our split. Now that we're done warming up and standing and doing our stretches, let's get down onto the floor in a pike. I went ahead and took my shoes off, and we're gonna start with just stretching forward. Now I want your legs to be straight. If you cannot reach all the way forward with your legs straight, that's okay. Just reach as far as you can. The important part is to keep our legs straight. So we're gonna start with arms up, and let's go forward, and we're just gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna move on and flex our feet. So I'm gonna pull my toes up. For this one, I'm only gonna do one leg at a time. So I'm gonna take my left hand and my left leg, and I'm gonna grab that foot with my left hand. So I'm grabbing my left foot and I'm gonna pull it up and hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna take my right hand with my right foot over here. I'm gonna pull it up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna do that whole thing one more time. So let's go back, toes are pointed, check and make sure your toes are down, check and make sure that your legs are straight. So arms are up, let's go down, and let's hold. Good, and let's come up, let's flex our feet this time. So take left hand, left foot, and pull, hold it, 5, 4, 3, 2, and good. Let's switch and do the other leg, and you should feel this stretching the back of your leg. Okay, that's the hamstring part. That's the part that we're gonna get ready and start with when we do our splits. Very good. So now we're gonna go into butterfly because we wanna make sure we're stretching our inner thighs. So I just want everyone to put their feet together, do your butterfly, and now Miss Lisa has trouble doing her butterfly because she has really tight hips. So my legs might be higher up than your legs, and that's okay. If you can, push your knees down as much as you can. If you can't, you can take your elbows and push them down. This is how I do my stretch. And I'm gonna push and lean forward. Now some of you might be able to go all the way down. Do that. I want everyone to go down, and we're gonna stretch, and you should feel your hips opening up. You should feel that stretch there. So let's hold it here. We're gonna hold this one for 10. And as we're holding it, we're gonna start thinking about our splits, okay? Splits are really, really hard if you don't practice them, because practice doesn't make perfection, it makes progress. When you do splits, we're trying to just progress our flexibility better, okay? So it's okay right now if it doesn't go down far, that's all right. We're just gonna work on making it better. Good, and let's come up. I think that was longer than 10 seconds. That's okay. And let's go down again, and you should feel your hips opening so you can see my legs are starting to go down further. That's what we want. Getting them further, hold it here. Hold it here. Very good, good job. And awesome. Okay, so we're gonna start working on getting into our split, and there's a couple ways that we're gonna start doing our splits. The first thing we're gonna do is called a runner's stretch or a runner's lunge, all right? So I'm gonna use my right leg for this. You can pick your right or your left leg to start with. It does not matter, but you wanna make sure you practice on both legs so you have good flexibility on both sides. So I'm gonna pick my right leg up forward, and I'm going to take it to where I'm almost just in a standing kneel position like this, all right? Some of you might feel the stretch already, and that's fine. I'm gonna put my hands down on the ground, and I'm gonna extend my back leg. So this is the leg here. I'm gonna extend my back leg to where it's as straight as it can be. It doesn't need to be like this, all right? That's too advanced right now. We're gonna keep our knee on the ground, and I'm gonna have my hands on either side. Now, if I look straight down, my leg right here makes a straight line. So my knee isn't like this, all right? This is a no-no. We wanna make sure that our knee is in a straight line with our ankle. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna push my hips forward without leaning forward. So you can see my hips are up here. Now I'm gonna push them forward, and I'm gonna hold that, all right? If you can do this, and this is very easy for you, take your hands, put them up on top of your knee, so you're practicing balance, and you should get a bigger stretch. We don't want this. This isn't stretching anything. We want you to sit up and really push against your knee. So see, the more you push your knee, the further back you lean, and you should feel a deeper stretch. So we're gonna hold that here. And remember, this is the starting point. I'll go back down to the starting point. So I'm gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm gonna come out of that. So I'm just gonna come back up to where the starting position that we were at, which is just our kneel. Now I'm gonna do that again. Hands go down. Push my hip forward so you can see my back leg is getting a little bit straight, and if you can look behind you, you should be able to see if your leg is straight or not. And we're gonna push forward. So if you wanna try the advanced way, you come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we come out of that. Good. Now we're gonna check one thing first. I want you to look behind you at your foot. If your foot is not straight with your knee, that means if it's over to the side like this, see how my foot's turned? We want it to be right behind you. So look back and check and make sure it's there, okay? If it's there, let's go back into our runner stretch. So hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now what we're gonna do next is we're gonna lean back. So I'm gonna go back into my starting point. Hands go back down on the floor. And now I'm gonna straighten my front leg. So you see how my right leg now is completely straight, all right? My knee in the back is still bent, okay? So if I were to scoot forward, you see my knee back here is straight, my knee back here is bent, and my front leg is straight, okay? And I'm gonna have my hands on the floor, and now I'm gonna hold that. My front foot is pointed, all right? We're gonna hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all right? Now we're gonna come out, so we're just gonna lean forward a little bit. So now both legs are bent, and we're gonna go back into that same stretch. So let's go ahead and sit back, straighten your front leg. To make it harder, extend your hands out further past your foot. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come out of that, and you should feel that in the back of your leg, right? You should really, really feel it. So we were stretching our hip in the first exercise. Now we're stretching the back of our leg, and let's go back into it one more time. So if you want to make it advanced, Hands out in the front. If you want to make it even harder, you can flex your foot and you'll really feel the stretch all the way up your leg. All right, so you can flex your foot here. This is most advanced. You can point it, which is the middle. And if that's too hard, you just bring your hands up a little bit like this. And let's hold. So you should be feeling it. Very good. Now it's time for us to go into our split. All right, so I'm going to come out of that first. All right, so now it's time for us to get into our split position, okay? We're going to use the same leg that we've been working with, which has been my right leg. It might be your right leg too, or it could be your left leg. So pick the same leg that you've been working with, and what we're going to do to get into our split is we're going to start back into that kneel position. All right, so this was the very first thing that we did, okay? Then we're going to go into a runner stretch, just to check and make sure our knee is not going over our toe. Afterwards, after you've done your runner stretch, you're going to go back into the second exercise. Remember, where your leg in the front was completely straight. Now with hands flat on the ground, or you can push them up this way, either one is fine. We're going to extend our front leg, or you can extend, see I'm extending my back leg, all right? And we're gonna sit in that split position, okay? Now I have my right leg all the way down, all right? If this is too advanced and it hurts really bad, you wanna come up to here, okay? Remember, the split is about making progress. It's not about it being perfect the very first time. So if this is as far as we can go now, that's okay. All right, if you can go further, go further. So I'm gonna hold my split here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Now I'm gonna come out of that split. I'm gonna sit back in my pike and I wanna shake my legs out, okay? A couple things I want you to think about because we're gonna do our split again. A couple things you wanna think about. You're trying to get your legs as straight as possible. All right, that means if you go lower down and your front leg bends up, so watch, that means if you go further down this way, but see how my knee in the front's like this? That's incorrect. We're trying to get our legs to be as straight as possible. All right, that's most important right now for our split. This is why if you cannot go as far and only get your front leg out a little bit, it's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get back into that split position. Remember how we started. We start first on our knees into a kneel position, hands flat. If you need to check by doing the runner stretch forward, you can. If you don't, go ahead and extend your front leg so it's straight. So right now you can see my back leg is bent, and we're gonna slide out in the front, or you can slide your back foot out in the back. You can do both. And this time we're gonna hold for 10 seconds. So let's hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, straight legs, 4, 3, 2, very good. Let's go ahead and shake that out. That was a tough one, wasn't it? Yes. Super, super, super tough. Go ahead and shake your legs out. All right, so now we're gonna do our split one more time, okay? Because remember, practice makes progress. We're trying to progress our split. It does not have to be perfect right now, all right? So let's go back through it again. So we're gonna sit back on our knees. You go ahead and tell me what's next. That's right, the kneel position. Straighten that front leg, hands go on the floor. All right, and let's start sliding until you feel discomfort. You don't want pain. You just want to feel where, oh, I feel the stretch right there. That's where you stop. And slowly over time, it will get better. So let's hold this one for 10 again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, who can go 5 more seconds for 15? Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Good job. Go ahead and shake those legs out. All right. Good job, everybody. Yes, you should feel the legs stretched. Okay. So now what I want you to do is this. I want you to do everything that we've done on your other leg. So if you can't remember all of the steps, that's fine. rewind the video all the way back to the beginning and do everything we've done now using your opposite leg, okay? We'll do middle splits another day, but right now I want you to practice on doing your right and left and getting those down really well, okay? Remember, progress over perfection. After you've practiced your splits, make sure you take a picture or a video for us and put it right on our Facebook page because we want to see how much everyone is getting better.